my friends, good morning. Welcome to a short but sweet, feel-good morning yoga stretch. All that you're gonna need is your yoga mat and yourself, so let's get started. We'll begin in standing, so you can walk your way up towards the top of your mat, letting the feet be about hips width distance apart. Arms can just hang down by the sides, shoulders relaxed, eyes closed. Right away, start to get a sense for the earth underneath your feet. Just making that connection, feeling that stability, getting nice and grounded. And however you woke up this morning, whether your mind is calm or maybe the thoughts are just running a million miles a minute, see if you could possibly let yourself just be right here, right now. Set the rest aside and give yourself the gift of presence. Begin to notice your breath. As you breathe in, know that you're breathing in. And as you breathe out, just know that you're breathing out. Getting really curious about any sensation that comes along with the breath. Maybe noticing a rise and expansion on the inhale, and a fall or a softening on the exhale. With your next inhale, gently flutter your eyes open. Both arms will reach up overhead, turning the upper arms in towards each other as you reach up through the fingertips. And then if it feels appropriate in your body this morning, keep pressing down into your feet and start to lean back just a little bit, little baby back bend. Maybe the head drops back, maybe the gaze goes up. Good, take a big breath in right here, filling up the heart space. Nice, with your exhale, we'll put a deep bend into the knees and take a really slow dive down over the legs. Eventually coming into ragdoll pose, taking hold of opposite elbows, continuing to really ground down through your feet here. Release the crown of your head towards the ground, so the back of the neck is nice and long. And then if you'd like to invite in some movement, maybe you just find a gentle sway side to side, allowing the sway to come right from the hips. Starting to wake up the backs of the legs and really just surrendering your upper body to gravity here. Noticing the effect on your spine, on your shoulders, on your face. Good, and then coming back to center, find stillness. Take a breath in. As you exhale, release the bind of your arms. We'll take the right hand in front of the feet. So right at the center of your yoga mat. And we have some options here. Maybe your hand comes flat to the floor. Maybe you pitch up onto fingertips. If the ground feels really far away for you this morning, you could even bring your hand to a hover, just right over your yoga mat. We're gonna keep bending into the right knee. Try to straighten out through your left leg, and with an in-breath, rotate around to the left, reaching the left arm for the sky. Option 2, take your gaze up to the left fingers. With your out-breath, gently release back into your forward fold. Bending into your left knee now. Right leg straightens. Replace your right hand with your left, and we'll check this out on the other side. With an in-breath, twisting to the right. Right arm reaches tall, maybe the gaze goes up. And with the out breath, gently releasing back to center. Good, so one more time, side to side. Right hand comes down, right knee bends. Inhale, twist to the left, left arm reaches. Exhale, slow release back to center, taking the left hand down to the mat. Bending into the left knee as you inhale, reaching the right arm up. And then exhale, release back down. Bringing both hands all the way to the mat now. So if you need to bend your knees more to make that happen, you can do that. We'll start to heel toe the feet out to the edges of the yoga mat and turn your toes out to a 45-degree angle. Once you arrive there, right forearm will come to the right thigh. Left forearm will come to the left thigh. And if it feels good for you to start to bend deeper into your knees and descend through your hips, then go ahead and do that. And we'll just invite in a little bit of movement here. So finding a position that works in your body and then starting to just kind of shift side to side. Right to left, left to right. Waking up through the inner hips. If it is appropriate for you as you spend a little more time here and your body opens, maybe you start to go a little bit deeper into your squat. Maybe you don't, and that's totally fine too. Listen to your body. It will always tell you what it wants, what it needs, what it doesn't. So a couple more breaths here, moving just intuitively, listening into the body. And then as you're ready, start to find a little bit of stillness. So whether you're up here in your squat, kind of where we started, maybe you're all the way down in Malasana, maybe you're somewhere in between. It's all good. You're perfect right where you are. Let yourself be still. Returning your awareness to your breath. As you breathe in, I want you to get a feel for your body. Notice where the tension arises in this pose. And as you breathe out, would it be possible to invite that area or those areas to soften? So a couple more breaths, inhaling and just noticing. Exhaling, permission to relax. Good, take one more breath here. Nice. From here, hands come all the way down to the ground again. And if you need to lift your hips up to step one knee back and then the other, we're coming into tabletop next. Arriving onto your hands and knees, shoulders will come right over the wrists. Hips will be right over the knees. Some rounds of cat-cow here. Breathing in to stretch the belly down. Lift your tailbone, lift your heart, arch the back. And then exhale, just the opposite. Round your spine, press the earth away, tuck your chin to your chest. So a couple more like this. Inhale, belly stretches down, heart lifts, gaze comes up, shoulders draw back. And then exhale to round, broadening between the shoulder blades, tucking your tailbone. One more round, inhale, cow pose. Exhale, round it out, find your cat pose. And then start to press your hips back towards your heels. Knees will come nice and wide here. Hands will walk way out in front of you, stretching out long through the arms. And then as you exhale, melt the upper body down towards the earth. Extended child's pose. Maybe the forehead lands all the way down to the mat. You can rock your head side to side here, release any tension through the forehead. Relax your jaw. Relax your shoulders. And let the weight of your hips be heavy. On your next inhale, you'll take your gaze up slightly towards your fingertips and start to walk your hands over to the right edge of your mat. Once you land there, go ahead and let your upper body settle back down towards the earth. Forehead comes down, neck is relaxed. See if you can consciously let go of any tension there that may have built up overnight. And then maybe you breathe into your left side body here. You could start your inhale at the left hip crease, allow it to flow all the way up the left side, across the shoulder, up the arm, to the fingertips. And then exhaling from the fingertips all the way back down to the left hip. One more breath, just lengthening out through that left side. Creating a little extra space where maybe there's some stickiness or some tightness. And then inhaling, lifting the gaze back up towards the fingers. We'll take a journey over to the left edge of the mat, reaching out still nice and long through both arms. Once you arrive, settling back down into this pose. Melting through the hips. Good. Breathing now from the right hip crease all the way up the right side, inhaling to the right fingertips. And then exhaling from the fingertips all the way back down to the right hip crease. One more breath, just like that. Nice. And then inhaling the gaze up. Walking the hands to center, and then walking both hands back towards your knees. We'll come into a kneeling position. So bringing the knees together, dropping your hips back to your heels, and finding a seat. We'll take both hands behind the back, interlacing all the fingers. And as you breathe in, start to straighten out through your arms. Reach back through the knuckles. Shoulders draw back. If it feels good for your neck, you can take your gaze up. Nice. With your exhale, you'll move your fists over to your right hip crease, just as best as you can. And then keeping your fist there, allow your right ear to drop over to your right shoulder. Head hangs nice and heavy, left shoulder's relaxed. Good, and then releasing with an inhale. Once again, coming back to center, reaching both arms back, driving back through the knuckles. Maybe the gaze comes up. As you exhale, just switching that out this time. Fists come over to the left hip. Left ear goes towards the left shoulder. Head hangs heavy, shoulders relaxed. Nice, and then releasing one more time with an inhale, reaching back through the fist, dropping the head back. And then as you exhale, release the hands to your lap. Good. Stacking your ears over your shoulders, shoulders over your hips. Take a breath in to squeeze and lift the shoulders straight up. And as you exhale, roll them back and down, allowing them to relax. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, squeeze and lift. And then exhale, resting the shoulders down the back. Take one hand over your heart space. Take your other hand over your belly. You're welcome to close down the eyes here. And once again, reconnect to your breath. I want you to see if you can breathe into your hands. So as you inhale, the air fills up the chest, fills up the belly. Everything lifts and expands upward, outward. And as you exhale, everything deflates and moves back in towards your center. Inhale, expanding, and exhale, returning home. So I invite you to stay with this breath for as long as time allows this morning. Letting yourself get really centered before you head into your day. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste.